Hi and welcome to Life Training Systems Smart Goal Setting Formula. My name's Colin Mackay, and first of all, congratulations on taking the actions towards setting yourself some very clear objectives. These objectives will maintain for your focus and help drive your success. And because it's important to me that you get the very most out of this mini training, I'll ask that you watch all of this short video and then create for yourself at least 3 contextually aligned goals using this smart goal setting formula. One of the many things that all successful people have in common is that they consistently set very clear and specific goals and outcomes. Goals are incredibly important for a couple of reasons. Goals give you a very defined positive point of focus. They also give you an insight into possible resources and skills that you'll need to fully support you in creating your desired outcomes. All successful people create goals and outcomes to help them keep track of the results and the progress, whilst assisting them to maintain the all-important positive aligned focus. In this video, I'll take you through the optimum way to create your goals so that they're clear, concise and tangible, and above all else, effective. The process that I advocate and I'm about to take you through is the SMART goal setting system. Now, you may have heard of this goal setting acronym before, and as you go through this, you'll realise that it's a bit different than how you may have previously understood it. Now, the SMART acronym S stands for specific and simple. Your goal needs to be laid out in very specific terms. The unconscious mind will do whatever you ask it to do, and it will take the easiest route to do it. It's symbolic, it's metaphoric. If you ask for something, it will find a way to deliver it. If you're not specific, you may end up delivering something that's not quite what you really had in mind. So you want to make sure that your goal's specific. Now, specific means detail, but we don't want too much detail. We don't want to be in a position where it gets convoluted. That's why it needs to stay simple. Your goal should be easily written in 4 or 5 lines. If it's any more than that, I can guarantee you it's A, not simple, and B is it's probably more than one goal. You've probably written it in a way that actually you're trying to pack too many things into the goal. Make sure it's specific and simple. Now, M stands for measurable and meaningful. Meaningful is the motivation. Meaningful is the energy that's going to be put into achieving this goal. With anything that you manifest into reality, there's 2 fundamental parts to it: form and energy. 1, you need to know what the form of the outcome is going to be, and 2, you need to know what energy is going to construct that form. Building a house is form and energy. When you go to build a house, you draw up plans for the house. Either an architect does it or a builder does it. And then you apply energy to those plans. So there's the form, it's created on paper, which creates a focus. And then energy is applied to that focus, which builds the building. Now, if you wanted to build the building in 3 weeks instead of 3 months, that could easily be achieved just by applying more energy. So instead of having 3 workmen and a digger and a crane on the job, you would end up having 16 workmen, 4 diggers and 2 cranes. In applying that additional energy, you're going to build and manifest into the material far quicker. So that's meaningful. So we want to see language into your goal: passion, excitement, joy, sense of achievement, pride. What are the things that you're going to get having accomplished a goal? And what emotive states are going to be present once you've accomplished that goal that are going to be the juicy motivation that's going to carry the goal through? You need to put energy into your goal. The measurable stands for outside of self. The meaningful is inside of self, isn't it? We know that we've achieved and accomplished what we've achieved because we feel great. That's one part of it. How do we know that's genuinely true? This is where we need an outside of self measure. We need to language into our goal something that tells us it's true. So as we see out into the future and we see ourselves having accomplished it, what's happening? Are we being credited with some fabulous outcome by our work colleagues or family or friends? Is it a bank statement that comes from your account that shows that you have X amount of pounds in your bank account? What is it that's telling you that's outside of self that is validating the goal having been achieved? So that's M, meaningful and measurable. A stands for all areas of life and as if now, along with achievable. The most important of these is as if now. This is the formula for writing goals. See, as if now is like a positive affirmation. I'm not keen on positive affirmations. They're good, don't get me wrong. But positive affirmations are flawed. If you wanted, say for instance, a brand new Mercedes car, a positive affirmation for that is every time you're out driving, you would be repeating to yourself, I'm driving my brand new Mercedes car. I'm driving my brand new Mercedes car. I'm driving my brand new Mercedes car. The flaw here is that your unconscious mind will be saying, no, you're not, you're in a Nissan. Because it's not true. So as if now is slightly flawed from the positive affirmation standpoint, but you still need to be languaging your outcomes as if you've already got them. This is the pre-programming mechanism for your unconscious mind. So the way we get round it with our SMART goal system is the goal must always start with the date. So the formula is, it is the date, and by the way, that's the full date, because in your lifetime, how many 16th of Junes do you think you're going to have? Hopefully, plenty. So if you just say it is the 16th of June, your unconscious mind will take the specificity that's within your goal and deliver on that. So you might not have your brand new Mercedes car until 2032. And then the very next part of your goal has to be laid into by saying, and I now have, so I am having, I am doing, or I am being, depending on the context of your goal. It needs to be stated that you have it, or you're being it, or you're doing it. That's the formula to lead into a proper SMART goal. It needs to be achievable with a stretch. You don't want to make soft goals. You want to make goals where you have a little bit of a stretch, but it is achievable. It is something that you can celebrate because you're going to get there. And all areas of life is pure and simply, you don't want to be creating goals that are conflicting. Imagine if you created a career-based goal that meant you had to work 16 hours a day. That may well very much conflict with your family-based goals and outcomes and cause you problems in that area of your life. So you need to ecologically look at all areas of life and make sure that that's covered within the structure of your goal. R is for realistic and reasonable. So you're in a position where the goal has to be realistic for you. As I say, if I set a goal for me to run a sub 10-second 100 meters, at 51 years old, and in my current, we shan't say peak physical form, that's not going to happen. But even if I started training like an Olympic athlete towards doing 100 meters, 2 years from now, I still am going to be able to achieve a sub 10-second 100 meters. Just because from an age perspective, it's not feasible. So your goal needs to be realistic. It needs to be in a position where we understand that you can do it. If you wanted to earn £1 million, good. That's realistic. Anybody can earn £1 million. The only thing that's going to be involved in that is time, the last part of the SMART system. If you wanted to earn £1 million and the goal was 3 years from now, then you're in a position that you're going to change your career path, become an entrepreneur, create a product that you're going to sell, that's going to start your income, and then possibly have an investment portfolio. So there's lots of different things that you can do there. Having said that, if you're working in a government-based job, in a salaried position, and you earn £40,000 a year, then having a goal to earn £1 million by the end of June this year is probably not a realistic goal. We're not into creating things that we're creating a hope, a dream, and an aspiration. That's not goal setting. So you want to know that it is realistic for you to be able to achieve that goal in the time frame that you're setting out. T stands for timed. Now, time's already sort of been taken care of in the very beginning of the goal where it says it is and the full date. Timed is also to pay attention to bring an element of realism to the goal so that you're structuring it over a time frame that makes the goal realistic for the individual. So time's been taken care of. What's very important is the last part of that, which is towards what you want. Your goal can only contain words, nouns, actions that are positively driven towards what you want. There can be no away froms. You don't want to mention anything you don't want in your goal. That's just not going to work. That's negative focus. So you need to read through your goal and make sure it's structured only in towards positive statements. Now, another aspect to this, so as well as not having any negation within your goal, so what you don't want, you also don't want any wanting. See, wanting is wanting. So what you're actually asking for is a want. So if you wrote a goal for a brand new Mercedes car and said you wanted a brand new Mercedes car, then 6 months from now, when you still want one because you don't have one, you've actually delivered on your goal. Because what you asked for was some wanting. So here's just one example to show you what a relevant new business SMART goal might look like. It's the 31st of August 2021, and I'm really proud of my performance. As I look at my new business sales figures in QuickBooks, I realize that because of my focused effective prospecting and increased closing ratio, my average monthly revenue is now £30,000. I'm truly delighted as I celebrate with a delicious glass of champagne. How was that? What I'm asking you to do now is create for yourself at least 3 business-related goals. Possibly a financial goal, like your sales figures for the month or the quarter. Maybe some new business-based goals for either your prospecting, meetings you want to create, or proposals that you want to deliver. You may also want to create your own personal income-based goal, how much commission or dividends you'll want to be generating for yourself over the next quarter. Successful people, just like you, know that your thinking creates a powerful state that very much influences your behavior. And creating exciting, tangible goals is the very best way to align your thinking and influence your behaviors. Energy flows where focus goes. I look forward to answering any questions you might have and assisting you in some way to create these goals into your reality. You can call the office on 0800 9 10 1163 or email me at colin@nlpcoachingskills.com. I look forward to speaking to you.